Hello everybody, my name is Christine and this is my channel where I post all the things that I managed to crochet and knit throughout the time. I'm a casual knitter. It's not my profession to knit or to crochet, it's just a passion that I have. So why not let's talk about what happened the first 3 months of 2025. As you can feel from my voice, I am having a cold. I am recovering from a long stubborn cold which didn't leave me alone. And I knitted and I crocheted quite a bit, so let's talk about it. And by the way, my goal was, just like every single year at the beginning of the year, my goal is to knit and to crochet from stash. This is how my yarn collection is looking at, wait, what date is today? Basically, we're on the 7th of April. So this is how my yarn collection is looking right now. Before today, it looked quite empty, so I managed to move things around a little bit to bring some yarn from the boxes, and I placed it over there. I took some yarn which was just sitting on top of my yarn collection and I put it over here. All in all, I'm happy right now. It's full of colors. I'm so excited. I love it so much. Hold on. By the way, I am wearing one of my knitted sweaters. Even though it is April, it is very cold in my apartment. I live in Korshavn, Moldova, and the centralized heating is switched off. So even though we have a rainstorm outside and freezing temperatures, everything is switched off. So I pulled my handy dandy, I don't know the name of this pattern. It is a free pattern on Drops Design. If I manage to remember, I will place it here. By the way, I knit most of my sweaters from Drops Design because I love their free patterns. I learned to read them and I understand them really nicely. And I think this color looks so good on me. So why not feel good, feel warm, and I have a huge satisfaction that I made it. So that being said, let's talk about what happened the first 3 months of 2025. I was focused to work from stash and I made it. I still had to buy some yarn and I went to Istanbul and I bought some yarn from there. It is right here. Look at this beautiful yarn. It is called Producer Aida. It's called, I don't know, Aida yarn. It is 400 grams, 100% acrylic yarn, 681 meters, and I chose it for the colors. I don't know what I'll make of it. Anyways, I bought this yarn as well. This is Angora yarn, and you can watch everything that I bought in my previous video. It was a new me, new yarn, everything. And I think I showed it there, or maybe in the no, I remember. Okay, I need to take a moment. I remember I showed the yarn that I bought in Istanbul in the previous video called 24-hour straight knitting challenge. I took a bus from Chisinau to Istanbul and it took 24 hours and I used that opportunity to knit for 24 hours. And then at the end I showed what I bought, so it's that basically. But anyways, as every year I am determined to knit from stash. So when I went to Istanbul, I made sort of an exception and I bought 4 skeins, 5 of this Angora and this big acrylic yarn. But otherwise, oh, and I bought this one because I need it for a whip. But otherwise, I'm not buying any more yarn because I bought in November, I bought in December, and watch the video and you will see a lot of yarn. But basically now it's right here. I can see it, I can get inspired, and I can continue to work from stash. I did plan at the beginning of the year to finish 10 pieces, 10 projects, and only after finishing 10 projects from stash, I was allowed to buy more yarn. But you know, I went to Istanbul, it's one in a lifetime opportunity, why not buy something that I can make from there? So I kind of broke my own rule and I had to buy like mohair to complete the project. So this rule is quite flexible, I'm not really strict on it. So let's see, have I made 10 pieces so far? and how much can I think I can continue with this challenge of knitting and crocheting only from stash. Okay, I'm going to talk about, this is by the way my knitting journal. I'm going to talk about finished project in these 3 months. There are very few, don't be worried. I'm going to talk about whips, very excited, and let's see if I manage to make a dent in my yarn collection. I started tracking my yarn usage in April of 2024. It was like a big revolution for me to count everything, to weigh, and I saw that some yarns are 50 grams, 20 grams, 100, 150. So I decided to weigh everything and to count one skein of yarn 100 grams. So in April of 2024, I had 160 skeins of 100 grams, which is, wait, I wrote it down, 16 kilograms of yarn or 35 pounds. And my goal was to arrive in 2025, April, with less yarn. And let's see if I made it. Okay, enough talking. As you can tell, my voice is cracking, so I have to be mindful of not talking too much. So, finished objects. Let me open my my notes over here because I honestly cannot believe it's April already. So, in January, in January, I made the sleeves for this top. Basically, it was an experiment to see how the sock yarn would look like on a sweater. And initially, I made it without the sleeves, but in January, I decided, why not? Since I have the yarn, why not add the sleeves? And unfortunately, I didn't have enough yarn, so I had to look into my yarn collection to find a little bit of pink to make the ribbing. I already wore this multiple times. It is very comfortable to be worn in the springtime because the wool makes you feel nice and warm and cozy, and the open neck is really nice. It's not choking me or anything, so I love this very much. And for the sleeves, hold on, I used, by the way, I used Himalayan sock yarn, wool and bamboo, 2.5 millimeter needles, and I used 105 grams for the sleeves. Okay, this is my first whip. Everything from stash. I didn't buy the yarn. The yarn was bought, I think, months ago when I was sort of collecting sock yarn. And I also dabbled into some crochet. Hold on. Sorry. I learned how to do the daisy stitch with the crochet, and I kept going to work and making one after the other these coasters, or maybe like coffee holder. Yeah, I made 6 of them, so now I have a collection. I love the daisy stitch, you guys. I'm thinking for the future, this would look wonderful on a blanket. I mean, look at this. It's so beautiful. Well, the back is not the same, but it's not ugly. I love it. Even the back. Hold on, did I show you the back? Yeah. So I love these. They are now into my handmade tablecloth collection, and I love them so much. Some of them are already washed because I use them, but others are brand new. And for these, by the way, I didn't use up a lot of yarn from my collection because I reused the cotton yarn from a Valerie top. So in December, I made a Valerie top following the Passion Knits Kelsey, basically Kelsey's tutorial, and I understood that halter tops are not for me, so I reused the yarn. Okay, I used all in total for the month of January 145 grams. So only 40 grams were from my yarn collection. The other yarn was just recycled from the Valerie top. So all in total 145 grams for the month of January. So if we divide it to 100 grams, this is just 1 skein and a half almost. But stay tuned. Oh my God, I love them. The cotton was held double and it was so easy to make them. Basically, I would take my yarn and my crochet hook, and in the coffee break, which is like 30 minutes, I would make half of it. So I was like, what? Give me more, show me more. I love it. Whoever invented the daisy stitch is a genius. I love it. So I think I'm gonna make a blanket with this stitch. I love it so much. Hold on, let's put everything nicely here. You guys, I even prepared a beret because I'm wearing a hat indoors. So I was thinking, okay, if I'm gonna get too cold, I have my beret right here, which by the way was made by my mom using some waist yarn that I used for this sweater and some other waist yarn she found in her own yarn collection. Okay, so far so good. I had a hot tea before starting, so I feel good, but I feel like the cold is coming. Okay, February. What did I finish in February? Fern Feast. Ooh, I will include here a picture of the pattern. Once again, this is a free pattern from Drops Design. And for this occasion, because by the way, I made this pattern like 3 or 4 times. I love the saddle shoulder. And finally, I learned how to do it correctly. Well, here you will not see it very much, but it's right here and then right here. But I love the way it looks on me, and it became an oversize with long sleeves. After washing, they became long, and it looks so relaxed, so fashionable. I can wear it with high-waisted pants, low-waisted pants, all kinds of pants. The only thing I regret is the yarn. It is a yarn that I bought. Hold on, I'll show you. It is a blown cotton yarn with polyamide, so it is very fluffy, very light. I used 4mm needles, and it has all the colors, so it makes me look like a spring bird. Like, it's too much. I thought it's going to be just purple, but anyways, I ordered it already and I washed it 5 times because I cannot get enough. Hold on, and it looks good on me. Hold on. I took it to work. I already put a belt. I love the fact that it is quite long and it covers my waistline because right now I'm trying to lose weight. So I don't want people looking at my waist right now. So having a long top is the right thing. And in January, I remember I was working on it whilst going to work and everybody was like, did you start knitting already? Isn't it like the holiday season? And I was like, oh my God, this is like my favorite thing to do. Holiday season, vacation time, work time, like I'm knitting. And this is the, I finished with a simple 2x2 rib. And by the way, no matter how tight I try to work, it's still quite loose. And as you can tell, you can see through it, which I don't like. I would love all my sweaters to be so tight that you don't see it, but I swear I tried with 3.5mm needles. Actually, I started with 3.5 and then I switched to 4, then I switched back. It didn't make any difference. Like, that's the type, hold on, that's the type of yarn this is. So blown cotton is very airy, fluffy, and no matter how tight I tried to work it, it was just slipping and just like doing his own thing. And I didn't weave in the end, but that's okay. I already wore it, so I don't care. So this is the Fern Feast sweater. I used 3.5mm and then switched to 4 blonde cotton, and it weighs 289 grams, which was shocking to me because I ordered 400 grams. Look how long this is. It's incredible. I love it, worn it, recommend it, but I will be very careful in the future when I order from online. I mean, after this yarn arrived, I already understood that I'm gonna be a in the store shopper from now on. Okay, next I finished a fluffy sweater for my sister-in-law. I don't have it with me because I gifted it to her. We finally met because she was also suffering from a really stubborn virus, and finally when we were both healthy, we had a dinner, we met, and I gifted it to her, and thank God it fits her so well. I used the Nako Paris pink yarn, 420 grams. I still have some left over. This is the color, and hold on, I will include here the pattern that I used, and basically I made this sweater for me in purple, then I made it in rusty red, and now I made it pink for my sister-in-law. So another finished project. fluffy sweater. This is how I call it. Maybe on the pattern it's called different, but I love it. The yarn is extremely soft. It is 100% acrylic, but it has this halo, which is very visible, very soft. Like, I can tell you, I've never felt anything softer than this in my entire life. And when I was taking this sweater to work, because I did, I was asking people, they were looking at me like, why are you making that fluffy thing? And I would tell my colleagues, like, close your eyes and touch it and tell me if you've ever felt anything softer. And they were like, yeah, it's really, really nice, but also it looks weird. So after blocking the sweater, I was hoping that all of this fluff will be calmed down. It doesn't happen. It still sits in all directions, so you cannot control it anyways. It's not a boucle, it is sort of mohair type of thing. But what is important is that my sister-in-law likes it and she wears it. So I'm satisfied with that. Finally, now I made a sweater for most of my family, like extended family. Like my mom got 2 or 3 sweaters, my brothers, wool sweaters, my sister-in-law, my niece got a cardigan, my nephew got a vest, so I'm all covered. Okay, so now we arrive in March, you guys. Let me put this down. In March, I only finished one project, a project that I started in 2024, and it took me so long to finish, and it weighs 854 grams. So get ready for my cable Mirage. Yoo-hoo! I know it doesn't look like a big thing, but this sweater ate up all my yarn. I used for this sweater, oh, I love the perfume. Oh my God, my cat is here. Okay, crisis averted. I removed the cat. The tablet is safe. We can continue. So, by the way, this sweater is wearing now my Turkish perfume. I discovered that I am a girl that loves lemon flower. It's incredible. I'm so happy that this sweater absorbed my perfume and finally stopped stinking like a sheep. Basically, this is 100% merino wool from Filanina producer from Romania, and I combined it with mohair, as you can tell, and the mohair went through different phases. It was color changing. It went from yellow to beige to white to darker yellow. Now looking back, I kind of regret choosing this mohair, but I wear it already. It's very fluffy, very, very warm, which is great because I need some warmth. And you can tell I have the cable on the sleeve as well. Basically, the whole challenge with this sweater was that I started it way too wide, and I made up to my waist. Hold on, let me. And then I measured it against my vest, which fits me wonderfully, and I decided that it is way too wide, and I started the second time, then I had to start the third time. So I started knitting this size L, and then I started the second time with the size M, and then I ended up making it in S. Because the pattern, the model has a lot of negative ease, which I didn't like. So now in S, it has enough negative ease. It fits me so relaxed. Although my cat wants to destroy my camera. And I'm so happy I finished it. It is my first project with cables. It is, hold on. This is what my cat wanted. Okay, crisis averted. It is my first project with cables for all around the body. I think it may be having it the neck as well. I'm not sure. I'll include here the pattern and you can see for yourself. And it is bottom up. It was incredible. The only complaint I have is that I was out of yarn and I had to improvise, so I finished the 2 sleeves, which, by the way, I had to redo like 3 times because I was hoping that if I make more decreases, I'll have enough yarn to do the ribbing, which it didn't happen. So I had to look into my yarn collection and I improvised with a little bit of gray. So there it is. This is the wool, which is unpainted, like unpainted gray. or beige with just like some gray. But to tell you the truth, when I wear it, I don't even notice this thing. It is such a cozy sweater. It is very comfortable. I don't feel that it is heavy when I wear it. I wore it 3-4 times at work. I don't feel it because it is so warm that like at night when I took it off, then I felt like, oh my God, my shoulders were holding something heavy. But before that, I did not even notice it. So I love it. My cable Mirage, wait, did I say everything? 154 grams. Okay, this is all. So remember what I said at the beginning? I was waiting to see how much yarn I finished, how many projects I finished, and if I decreased my yarn collection from April of 2024 when I had 160 skeins. Okay, so let's look at the numbers and then I'll show you the whips. So in January, I used up 145 grams. In February, 709, which is for my American friends, if you're still watching, or the other countries that use pounds, is 1.5 pounds. And in the month of March, I only finished this project, even though I worked a lot on many other projects. This is all I could finish. And this weighs 854 grams. So all in total, in these 3 months, I used from stash 1,708 grams, which is about 3.7 pounds. So now 1,708 grams, this is about 17 skeins of 100 grams. So 17 skeins in 3 months, that sounds wonderful. Okay, let's see. I started, hold on. Oh, my notes. I finished 2024 with 165 skeins, 165.94 to be more precise. And then I bought the yarn from Istanbul, 9 skeins in total. Then I bought one more skein of 50 grams of kid mohair. So my total is 175.44 grams. Okay. 165, yeah, that is correct, 175.44. And now let's take that amount and let's subtract or minus the yarn I used in these 3 months. So we have 175.44 minus 1708, and all in total, I am now currently in April, the 7th of April 2025, I am down to 158 skeins of 100 grams, or 158.36 to be more precise, because I love to be precise. Why not? So in fact, despite all my worries that I will not make a dent in my yarn collection, I did. I am 1 skein and something less. So I'm 158 compared to 160 as I started in April of 2024. And by the way, April is not finished yet. I have a lot of whips. And I'm certain that I will finish more whips. And by the way, my goal is not to lower this number. My goal is to enjoy my knitting. It is a wonderful hobby for me. It helps me relax and it helps me make these wonderful, wonderful clothes that I get to wear, I get to enjoy. And so my goal is not like stash zero or anything. I look at this almost every day and just watching it makes me so happy. But I'm happy that I'm at a lower number than April of 2024. So 158.36, this is the number that I start to compare the upcoming finished projects. So now let's see how many garments I made in these 3 months. I don't think that the sleeves on the top count. I don't think the crochet, where are those? I don't think the crochet thingies count. So let's look. I have this sweater. The sweater I gave to my sister-in-law, 2. The Fern Feast, 3. So 3. Okay, I have 3 like full pieces of clothing finished from stash. So I'm gonna write here 3. Okay, wrote it 3. And now let's go to whips, because I have 5 whips currently. And I'm thinking that I might even make, I might even raise the number 5 to 2 more, so 7 whips plus the 3 that I just finished. It would mean that I could make easily 10 garments, like 10 clothes from stash, and still have enough yarn to like spoil myself and do creative things. So let's talk about the whips. Okay. Well, it's not my oldest whip, but it was the closest to me. So I am using sock yarn, Alize, this sock yarn, with the color combination to improvise another sweater. So it is top down and it is quite wide, and this is what I have thus far. I decided to block it midway to understand if I'm ready to split for sleeves or not. So I'm still debating, and in the meantime, while this body was drying, I started working on the sleeves. Wait, I'll include it here because they're blocking right now. And it took me the longest to make one sleeve because I wasn't decided how long to make it. So in order to avoid all the confusion, I decided to block the sleeve. Then I started the second one. So the idea would be to make the ribbing with this blue, to make the body with the variegated yarn, and to continue to connect the sleeve, body, sleeve on the same cable, and to do the decreases like this on the raglan, and then to finish up with the neck. With the ribbing, neck ribbing. And I'm thinking the neck ribbing would also be blue, but I'm not sure how I will transition from one color to another. And it would be the first time I make such a sweater construction, so why not? And let me show you how the color combination looks like on a sweater. I like it. It looks like I'm gonna be like the fun part, the fun girl. So this is the first whip. Hold on, let me put it carefully. My second whip was also blocked midway because I wasn't sure if I'm ready to split for sleeves or what to do. So I decided, why not block it? It is my Korshavn sweater. Hold on. It is so wide, you guys. I don't know what was I thinking when I made it this wide. Look. Well, this is the front part, like the back part is shorter, because I was thinking, okay, if I split for sleeves here, will it be okay? And as you can tell, it is quite wide and quite long. I don't know what I was thinking though. I used some reclaimed yarn from my mom's collection. She didn't like the pink. It was way too washed, like way too pastel. And I combined it with kid mohair with this one. So I was out, and I still have one skein and one skein. So I don't know, what can I do with only one skein? So this is where my dilemma goes. Do I unravel it and make it thinner? Not as wide? Hold on, I'll show you. So basically it has so much negative ease, but at the same time, I am not unraveling this. This took ages to finish. Hold on, I'll get closer. This is how it looks like in the inside. It took ages. And by the way, I don't have a extra large, like, I don't have an extra large sweater. So I was thinking that this might be it, but I don't have yarn. So I need to take a decision what to do. I don't even think I have enough to make it as a vest. Is this okay? If I just close it here and do the back and wear it as a vest? I love this pattern because it has these holes. It is a typical weaved basket pattern, but it has a twist and it allows you to make these holes that, you know, makes it more defined. And I can wear it with a black t-shirt or white or even pink so that you can see the holes. I don't know, I have to think about it. With one skein, the only thing realistically I can do is finish the back and just like wear it. I don't think I'll have enough even for the sleeve ribbing. I might just do mohair. So that's my dilemma. This is why I made very little progress after blocking it, because it is so wide. Wait, hold on, I'll show you how wide it is, right? Like this is my body and this how wide it is. And I wanted it like an extra large and cozy sweater, but I think I overdid it. I'm gonna have to sleep on it, but this will be another project fully done from stash, plus I bought one skein of mohair to finish it. The Korshavn sweater, which in my case might be just a vest. Okay, next whip. My next whip is the joy of my life right now. I live for this, and it is a gift crochet. Basically, one of my friends is going to celebrate her birthday next week and she loves yellow. So I looked into my yarn collection and I saw a lot of yellow, which I had no idea what to do with. And I decided to do a ripple and ridge or like chevron stitch blanket with 6 color repeats, starting with this color, with this cream, then with egg yolk yellow, some fluffy yellow, and some lemon yellow, some pink and burgundy, and then we do the repeats. And I have to tell you, working on this blanket has been the joy of my life. It is so big. I did, how many repeats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 repeats, and I think I have more yarn to do 1, and then I want to work on some sort of border over here. And just like everything else I make, I started it once, and then for some reason this edge kept growing and the other one kept decreasing. So I know I messed up someplace. Hold on, my cat is eating my yarn. So I decided to start again, watch a tutorial to understand what am I doing wrong, and then I understood how to do the edges so that they don't grow and they do not decrease. And this is what I got. So I'm thinking to crochet, at least with a single crochet, some sort of border. But guys, that's it. That's pretty much it. I haven't measured it yet, but it is quite wide. I'm thinking like 1 meter, 1 meter something. Hold on. I love it. My next blanket will be something similar, but for me. I love it. And I think my friend will like it because she's very knit worthy and very crochet worthy. I haven't finished it yet, but look what a volume of yarn this is. This will be easily 10 skeins. Easily. Hold on. Oh, and by the way, I started it twice. Hold on, my cat. Nikita. I started it twice and I still have some of the cast on, so I can use this to do maybe the border or something. I still have one more whip. Hold on. Okay, found the next whip. As you can tell, it is quite a colorful creation, which I dislike very much. I mean, I'm all for scrappy projects, but this is way too much. So I decided out of all of these yarns, I only like this one. So I ordered some more yarn from Filanina. It is right here. Up, do you see it? It is right here. So my goal would be to unravel up to here and then to continue with the new yarn that just arrived. Like, I don't like what is happening here. I tried to combine it with some, you see, and make it a little bit wider, because once again, I tried to save yarn. I play yarn chicken, and then the sweater is way too tight on me and I feel subconscious. So the plan would be to unravel all the way here and then continue with the yarn that I just purchased. I have one more whip, you guys, but it is all the way in my purse. It is my, hold on, I'll include a video here. It is my skirt that I'm making with fine wool from Filanina. And finally, my order arrived. I put it right here. So I'm using this yarn. and I'm crocheting myself a skirt. I'll include here. I love it. It is such a wonderful process, and I can't wait to see this skirt in reality. I want it to be big size. I don't want any mini skirt. It's going to be like a spring autumn type of skirt because obviously it is from wool, so we need some cold in order to wear it. So what was I gonna say? I was gonna say that I have 3 sweaters finished in the first 3 months. I have 5 projects on my needles and my hook right now. I'm thinking to start 2 more or 3, and this will make like a whole project 10 finished for me, and all from stash, which is incredible. And I want to use for my next cast on, I want to cast on a cardigan with this absolutely gorgeous color, gorgeous yarn. It is from Filanina. I ordered it on a whim. I've never used this kind of yarn, and if you can tell, it has different sizes. It is spun in a way that it is sometimes bigger size, sometimes smaller size, and I love the color combination. I think it's going to be so cute on me, like a cardigan, imagine. I don't know, we'll see. And what else? I mean, so many ideas. When I look at my yarn collection, like all day I can pop ideas. I want to make a dress from this, but also it is so thin. I don't want to torture myself anymore with thin yarn. It is like sock yarn. It is like lace weight. Hold on, I'll show you. It is lace weight. I am not wasting my years and my eyes with this. So I'm already browsing ideas, what to mix it, to put it double, maybe to put it double with some white, maybe other pink, but then I don't want to ruin these colors. I don't know, maybe 2 strands of mohair. So lots of ideas, but I think I can make project 10 if there's such a number, because I saw online project 7, project 5, when you make 5 pieces per year, or 7. In my case, it's going to be 10 and more, because I have so many options of yarn. So I love it. I made it 3 already. I have 5 whips, and I'm thinking to start the cardigan with this, the dress with this, and maybe something with this black yarn that has been staring here at me for so long. I wanted a simple black top, and I have not made it yet. So 10 garments are awaiting, and it's very doable for me. I think this is all, friends. I spoke so much. I showed you my finished projects. I showed you my current whips. I spoke a little bit about my plans. I dream about a new thing every single day when I look at all these colors. So now all I have to do is find time to do everything. So check back with me, maybe, I don't know, next month, the other month, when I'll have another update. But this is it. This is me knitting from stash, 3 months of 2025. And the conclusion is that no matter how worried I was that I will not go under 160 skeins, I did. I met my objective. I worked on that objective 1 full year, and I made it. Now I can easily buy more yarn, but I am responsible and I don't. So if you made it this far, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Every single thumbs up equals a skein of yarn from me to you, or from you to me. I don't know how that works, but I know that it helps. So thank you so much for watching, and comment down below with something pink. It seems that pink is my color today, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. I can't believe I did it. I'm so cold. My legs are frozen. I'm sitting in like 3 pairs of socks over here. But I did it! Hello everybody! Whilst my hair is drying, I'm trying to use less heat, so I let it dry by itself. And whilst I'm preparing to do another video, I'm trying to make my yarn collection look a little bit nicer, so join me to complete these empty shelves. As you can see, I have some empty open spaces over there. So let's remove some of the winter decoration, let's move around some yarn, and let's make it pretty so that I can make a cute video for you. Okay, so we have empty shelf here, some space here, and there was yarn over here as well, just like it is here. You can see it's in front of the yarn. And these are the yarn decorations. It is April, I think we can let it go. These are chocolate boxes that I received for Christmas. Okay, so I wanna put the yarn that I recently bought in Istanbul. Let's make it some space here. This is the Angora mix. Aida Gold double knitting Angora. So I'm just gonna put this This is my newest edition. I had to buy this mohair Alize Kid Royale because I am working on a project and I needed more mohair. So in order to finish a project, I am allowed to buy 1 or 2 skeins of yarn. I'm just gonna put it here. I'm gonna put this skein of yarn here because I will use this in a whip. Little explanation, why did I pull this specific yarn? I want to start my next project with it. This is again Filanina, a beautiful color combination, as you can tell. Very, very nice. It is a color combination between multiple colors. I think it's like a recycled yarn. It is 100%, 100 grams, 150 meters, 50% acrylic and 50% wool. So I will pull it out because I want to make a cardigan for myself. I think it's going to look good. And one of them lost the label, and look, you can see different sizes of the threads. It's gonna be a little bit challenging for me to knit with this, but I'm always up for a challenge. In fact, the labels are just falling off. They're not glued together very well. This is my mink yarn. I don't know what to do with it because this is the wrong color. I ordered a pink, light pink, dark pink color combination, and this is what arrived. So for now, I'm just gonna put it on the back burner. I don't think about using it right now. Okay, I pulled another box with these fine wool, once again from Filanina. Sorry guys, I'm not in the frame too much because I want you to see the colors, and also I'm still having a cold, so it's hard for me to speak really loud. So why did I pull this yarn? I started a skirt, a crochet skirt with the chevron stitch pattern, chevron stitch, and I needed additional yarn to finish the skirt. So I'm bringing it closer to me so that I can finish that project as well. I pulled this box because here I'm saving this yarn once again from Filanina. It is a multicultural, multicolors, and I have a started project from 2024, and I bought additional yarn and I think I'm ready to finish that sweater. So let's put it closer to me so that I can remember to use it. Okay, and in the same box I have this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, I don't know if you can see it, absolutely gorgeous green, navy, black, fine wool, merino wool. I don't know exactly what to do with it yet, but I think it will work very well with something, I don't know yet. But since it was out of the box, let's just put it close. So I freed up 3 boxes. It looks a little bit fuller. Here it looks like there's an issue. Yep, there is an issue there. So I'm gonna This is black wool, black yarn. I'm gonna move it here where the other black yarn is, and we'll have more space there. Okay, this is all my black. And I don't think, yeah, let's find other things. Okay, let's make sure nothing is falling back. Right there on the top, there is some whips, and there's my cat. Right there is some whips and my cat's bed. Okay, I think this is good for now. Let's not exaggerate anything. I'm already so happy that I've made space, and I started slowly bringing down the yarn that was just like tucked in some places. And this is a good sign because I am using my stash. So I'll see you later.